Credit Man right here. It's Champ with Credit 101, man. Signing in from Quick Approvals Nationwide. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into it, man. You tune in to Credit 101. You dig? All right, man, let's do it. Let's jump right into it, man. Let's talk about this credit. Most important thing on this credit, debt to income ratio. A lot of people is like, what's debt to income ratio? Well, I'm here to tell you, debt to income ratio is basically what you're paying out as opposed to what you're bringing in. So your income as opposed to your debt. Okay, quick example. You make $4,000 a month, right? Okay, you have rent or a mortgage. You have a car note. You have lights, gas, so on and so forth. So let's say your outcome, basically what's going out of the household is $3,300 a month. Roughly that leaves you around $700 after you've taken care of all your bills and everything is taken care of. So the banks are going to see it like, okay, after they pay this, that, and the other, it's $700 left over out the check. That's considered a bad debt to income ratio. What you would need to do is get less debt, accumulate less debt. You can keep the same income, but you need to have it at around half or less of your income going out of your household monthly in order for the banks to take you serious. So if y'all got any questions as far as debt to income ratio, feel free to holler at me. All right, we're going to get into trade lines, man. A lot of people hit me daily like, hey, man, what's a trade line? Well, basically what a trade line is a line of credit. A line of credit could be a car paid off. It could be medical bills. It could be a house paid off. Those are trade lines. Those are positive trade lines showing positive credit. Okay, so they're like, how can I get a trade line? There's several ways you can get trade lines. Quick Approvals Nationwide, Champ with Credit 101. I'm the guy for your approval. I'm the guy that supplies the trade lines, AUs and primaries. Now let's talk about the difference between an AU and a primary. The difference between an AU and a primary, or authorized user, is you're piggybacking off somebody's credit with an AU, which basically means you're not the primary account holder. You're not the primary person on the account. So therefore, you're just an authorized user. So that can give you a boost on your credit. You can see a boost of anywhere from 50 to 100 points within 30 to 60 days with an authorized user. However, a primary account. Let's talk about a primary. One thing that I love about primaries is how the banks look at primaries. Banks love primaries. It's showing that you're the account holder. This is your credit. You're established. You got some stuff going on. So the banks love primary trade lines. Not to say they don't like AUs. I'm just saying they love primary trade lines. So go ahead and take a mental note. Go and write that down. Champ, Quick Approvals. Hey, this is Credit 101, man. I'm giving you all the game, all the sauce, man, that a lot of people don't want to give you. But, hey, it's free, man, so why not get it from me? You dig? All right. We talking about apartments versus houses. Okay, so, of course, when you would go to apply for an apartment, the three things that they don't want to see is they don't want to see any recent felonies or misdemeanors. They don't want to see any broken leases within the last 5 to 7 years, and they don't want to see any evictions. 5 to 7 years. Okay, here we go. Rob, Champ, I hear it every day. I have evictions. I have a felony. I have broken leases. Hey, man, hit the like and subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the toll-free number, 888-787-3350. Quick Approvals Nationwide, man, and go and get some game you can use, man, some news you can use. Okay. So the difference between an apartment and a house is a lot of apartments don't require a minimal credit score. I'm going to say between 85 and 90% of apartments don't require a minimal credit score. So go ahead and take a mental note of that. So with a house, they're going to want to see a score anywhere. I've seen as low as 580. I've seen as high as 680. So when you go get a house, what I would suggest is if your credit is not in between those numbers, what you would need to do is add a trade line to your credit. Well, how can I do that? Hey, Champ's your guy. You dig? Hey, so hit the toll-free number, man. Feel free to comment, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get you where you need to go. Don't think that because you have a broken lease or an eviction or a criminal record that you can't live how you want to live. Don't think because you have a repo that you can't drive the way you want to drive. All right, so let's get right into these car pre-approvals, man. Car pre-approvals. We got them going all the way from 21,000 up to 60K car pre-approvals. If y'all need a car package, if y'all looking to get a car, it doesn't matter if you're trying to get anything all the way down to like a Malibu or a Honda Accord, all the way up to a Benz, a Maserati. I've helped the best of them, man. Just hit the toll-free number, like I said, and we'll get you plugged in. Now, with cars, the best trade line to use is an automotive trade line. When you're trying to buy a car, showing the car dealership that you have a car already paid off, oh, man, the banks love that. So just get at me as far as the car pre-approvals are concerned. Startup credit. So a lot of people hit me like, hey, Champ, I'm trying to get my credit score up to a 650, 700 so that I can start getting approved for credit cards, so I can start making major moves in this credit game. The first thing I tell you, once you've disputed some accounts, got a couple deletions, got some derogatories off your report, the first thing you need to do is apply for a Capital One credit card, platinum card. Okay, or you can go with Credit One. Both of those hit all 3 credit bureaus, and all of those report monthly, and they will update. So your credit will update within 30 to 45 days, showing superb. You dig? So those are 2 cards, you know, if you're trying to start up credit. Credit repair. That's my main thing. I help with credit restoration. If you're trying to get some things off your credit but can't figure out how, feel free to like, subscribe. Go ahead and send me a message. Go ahead and inbox me. Go ahead and give me a call. I promise you we can come up with a solution. Okay, so that's for credit repair. So that goes for disputes, adding trade lines, settling accounts, paying accounts in full. These are all ways to get accounts off of your credit. The most important thing to do is get the derogatories off and then start adding fresh credit. Okay, so the main thing you need to do while you're doing this is you need to go to LexisNexis Opt Out. It's on Google. All you got to do is type into the search bar, LexisNexis Opt Out. Go ahead and put a lock on your credit. Basically, that won't allow any creditors to report anything negative to your credit while you're working on it. So it'll give you a 30 to 60 day leeway to go ahead and start working on your credit and go ahead and get it where it needs to be. Like I say, you can dispute accounts. You can settle them in full, which I don't suggest. I don't suggest selling accounts for the simple fact they don't update the way you think they would, and then they can pass it off to another creditor. But that's a whole nother live, man. We'll get to talking about that. But if you can pay it off in full, paid in full shows a 0 balance on your credit report, and you will see those points go right back on your credit report within 30 to 45 days, man. So here goes some free game, man. It's been Credit 101 with Champ. Quick approvals nationwide, man. All states, all cities, man. Holla at me. Gone.